You're probably doing everything right.
You show up to work.
You pay your bills.
You tell yourself this month will be different.
And yet, somehow, the money's gone before the month is over.
Here's what nobody wants to say out loud. You're not the problem.
Less than half of all Americans, exactly 47%, according to the latest 2026 Bankrate Annual Emergency Savings Report, can afford a single $1,000 emergency right now.
We aren't talking about people living in extreme poverty or those who blew their entire paycheck on a luxury vacation.
We are talking about average, hard-working Americans, people just like you, who are one car breakdown, one medical bill, or one missed paycheck away from total financial collapse.
The numbers are staggering. According to a 2025 U.S. Senate Budget Committee report, over 60% of Americans are currently living paycheck to paycheck. Think about that for a second. More than half of the people you see at the grocery store, at your office, or in the car next to you in traffic are effectively running on zero. This constant state of financial fragility has been linked to shorter lifespans and chronic stress levels that rival those found in high-intensity combat zones. But why is this happening now? To understand the present, we have to look at the past. In the early 1970s, the U.S. personal savings rate was over 17%. Back then, for every $100 earned, $17 went straight into the bank. Fast forward to December 2025, and data from the U.S. Bureau of Economic Analysis shows that the personal savings rate has plummeted to a mere 3.9%. For every $100 you earn, the average American is now saving just $3.90. This isn't just a slight dip, it is a fundamental shift in how we survive. By mid-2025, the Federal Reserve reported that only 55% of adults had set aside enough money to cover even 3 months of expenses. That means nearly half the population has no buffer at all. Even those who manage to save something are struggling to keep it.
In the last 12 months alone, more than 1 in 3 U.S. adults had to completely drain their emergency savings just to stay afloat.
Here is the most frustrating part. It isn't for a lack of trying. Recent research from Empower shows that 73% of Americans say they are willing to cut back on daily spending to save for long-term goals.
The intention is there.
The desire is there. People want to be responsible. Yet, savings rates remain at critical lows. If the problem isn't a lack of willpower, and it isn't a lack of desire, then what is it? We have been sold a narrative that financial success is purely about grind and discipline. But the data suggests we are fighting an uphill battle against a system designed to keep liquidity low and debt high. Before we can talk about the fix, we have to dismantle the myth of the irresponsible spender and look at the actual structural forces that make saving money feel like trying to hold water in a sieve. To understand why the willpower argument fails, we have to look at the reality of the American balance sheet in 2026. While we are told to skip the daily latte, the numbers tell a much darker story about systemic overhead. We aren't losing the battle because of $5 coffees. We are losing it because of 4-figure debt cycles. As of late 2025, the average American carries a credit card balance of approximately $5,595 per cardholder. This isn't just a number, it's a high-interest anchor. When your savings rate is 3.9%, but your credit card interest rate is likely north of 20%, you aren't just standing still, you are actively sinking. This is why, despite 73% of people stating they are ready to cut back, the needle refuses to move. You cannot save your way out of a debt trap that grows 5 times faster than your bank account. This financial suffocation is reflected in the psychological state of the nation.
In a May 2025 Pew Research Center study, a growing share of U.S. adults reported that they expect their personal finances to be worse a year from now.
We are witnessing a collapse of financial optimism. When you expect the future to be more expensive and less secure, the instinct to save is often replaced by the necessity to survive the now.
The Federal Reserve's data from late 2024 and 2025 highlights a widening chasm.
Roughly 27% of U.S. adults reported they were not doing okay or living comfortably.
While lower-income households are disproportionately impacted, this financial instability has moved up the ladder, creeping into the lives of middle-class professionals who, on paper, should be doing fine.
The real trap is the illusion of knowledge.
A 2024 Pew Research study found that only about 54% of U.S. adults report knowing a great deal or even a fair amount about personal finances.
We are expected to navigate one of the most complex economic environments in history with almost no formal training.
We are taught how to calculate the area of a circle,
but not how to calculate the true cost of a compound interest loan,
or how to hedge against a 4% savings environment.
This lack of financial literacy, combined with the fact that 37% of adults had to drain their emergency funds in the last year, creates a reset loop. You save a little. An emergency happens. The fund hits zero. And you start over, usually with more debt than you had before.
it's a treadmill that never stops.
And it's designed to keep you exactly where you are.
But if the system is the problem, how do we find a solution that actually works?
To fix this, we have to stop using 1970 strategies for a 2026 economy. We need to move away from budgeting and toward structural defense. If the data shows that we want to save but can't, we have to address the elephant in the room, the gap between intention and action.
We've established that 73% of you are willing to cut back.
Yet the national savings rate is still stuck at a dismal 3.9%. This discrepancy exists because we are treating personal finance as a math problem,
when it is actually a design problem.
Most financial advice tells you to track every penny. But for a generation already stretched thin and living paycheck to paycheck, as 60% of us are, tracking every penny feels like a second job.
That only serves to remind us how little we have.
This creates financial fatigue, a state where the mental energy required to manage money becomes so high that we eventually give up and default to our old habits.
The fix that actually works isn't about more willpower.
It's about removing willpower from the equation entirely. Think about how your taxes are paid. You don't get your full paycheck, calculate your tax bracket, and then voluntarily send a check to the IRS every 2 weeks. If we did that, the government would go bankrupt in a month. Because humans are hardwired to prioritize the immediate over the distant.
Instead, taxes are taken out before you ever see the money.
This is pre-commitment, and it is the only psychological tool strong enough to beat the 2026 cost of living crisis.
Currently, only 54% of adults feel confident in their financial knowledge. This lack of confidence leads to analysis paralysis. We don't know whether to pay off the $5,595 credit card balance first,
Or build the $1,000 emergency fund that 47% of us are missing.
so we do nothing. We leave the money in our checking accounts, where it is visible and therefore spendable. The fix requires a total shift in architecture.
We have to stop trying to save what is left after spending.
Spending what is left after saving. But doing this manually is a losing battle. In an era where 37% of people are draining their savings just to survive, your biggest enemy isn't the big emergency, it's the micro leakage. It's the subscriptions, the slightly higher utility bills, and the convenience fees that bleed your account dry before you can even think about your long-term goals. In the final part of this breakdown, we are going to move away from the why and into the how. We're going to look at the specific, three-step structural defense that bridges the gap between the 3.9% savings rate we have and the 17% rate our parents enjoyed.
It doesn't require a raise, and it doesn't require you to become a math genius.
It only requires you to change the plumbing of your bank account.
So, how do we bridge the gap?
How do we move from the 60% who live paycheck to paycheck to the minority who actually feels secure? The fix isn't a better spreadsheet.
It's a structural defense system that protects your money from the system and from yourself.
Step 1 is the invisibility rule.
Since 73% of us are willing to save but fail to do so, we must accept that if we see the money, we will spend it.
You need to set up a secondary capital account at a completely different bank.
One with no physical branches near you and no debit card in your wallet.
Direct deposit a fixed percentage of your paycheck,
Even if it's just 5% to start, directly into this account.
By making this money invisible, you bypass the financial fatigue of choosing to save every month.
You are essentially recreating the 17% savings environment of the 1970s by making saving the default, not the choice. Step 2 is targeted debt liquidation. We know the average American is carrying nearly $5,600 in credit card debt. If you are part of the 47% who can't cover a $1,000 emergency, your first savings goal isn't actually a savings account.
it's killing that high-interest anchor.
However, you must build a starter shield of exactly $1,000 first. This prevents you from becoming part of the 37% who have to drain their progress every time a tire blows out. Once that $1,000 shield is up, every extra cent of your invisible deposit goes toward that credit card balance. Step 3 is the 24-hour friction gap. In a world designed for instant consumption, you need to build in delay.
Data shows that 27% of Americans don't feel they are doing okay financially, yet we are constantly bombarded with one-click purchasing.
Unsubscribe from marketing emails and remove your saved credit card info from your browser and favorite apps. By adding just 60 seconds of friction to a purchase, you allow your logical brain, the 54% of you that understands personal finance, to override the impulse. The reality of 2026 is that the economic tide is pulling against you. With personal savings rates at a record low of 3.9%, following the crowd is a guaranteed path to financial instability. You cannot wait for the system to change.
And you cannot wait until you earn more to start.
The fix is simple, but it requires a shift in power. Stop being the passive recipient of a paycheck that disappears. Become the architect of a system that pays you first. It starts with one invisible deposit. It starts with the $1,000 shield, and it starts today. Because the only person who can guarantee you aren't part of next year's paycheck-to-paycheck statistic is the person looking back at you in the mirror. You have the intention. Now give yourself the system.